Hello, everyone out there. Thank you so much for making it to my webinar session today. Extremely happy to have you and looking forward to a glamtastic session. Hang tight. We'll get started here soon. Here. Make sure you can see my face. All right. Thank you for showing up, making it to another Restream webinar. I'm going to give it another 20, 30 seconds before we kick things off and get talking about glamping, go-to-market strategy. What does it look like? What we're doing. Excuse me. All right. Thanks again. This is a Restream webinar all about our glamping go-to-market accelerator plan. We've been working on this for some time, and I'm really excited to share with everyone what it looks like and go over some details here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Thank you all for making it to the webinar session today. We're going to be going over a topic all about glamping, specifically the power of a glamping go-to-market accelerator plan, something that we have been working on here at Restream for some time to make sure all new glamping owners and operators, really have everything they need to hit the ground running. So I will preface, if you already have a glamping business established, kudos to you. That's awesome. You will still have some takeaways out of this session that will be things you can consider to continue to grow out your glamping site and just driving more traffic to the business, obviously. For everybody else who just purchased the land, just got a lot and really looking to make a stamp in the industry, this is really all for you and really helping you get yourself geared up. A little bit about me. So my name is Lyles Armour, VP of Marketing here at Restream, which basically means I've been doing it for a long time, the same company. So definitely blessed to be able to say that. I was born in Texas, raised in Colorado. So that is why you will see the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Nuggets as my two top teams. I'm going through a 30-year drought with my Cowboys, so you can laugh at that. Okay, so the Nuggets lost in Game 7. Who cares? Minnesota's not going to close the deal. They definitely don't have me rooting for them. But those are the two teams. You can see the family. They're what I'm all about and why I think we all do what we do. Family is involved. My wife and my two children. So love to see them happy. Believe it or not, the lady in the pink coat is the ringleader. We all beat to her drum. And then for me, a little bit more, 13 years at the game here, marketing, technology, hospitality, all mixed into one. So really excited about, what we've been doing and how we've been approaching things. As it pertains to Restream, that's where I work and who is presenting this webinar, obviously. We're all about our team, the care, the knowledge, and the passion that we have in what we do and our ability to trust the people around us and the customers that we partner with to make a difference in their day-to-day. We have a suite of lodging solutions that you can see here: reservation software, booking engine, digital marketing, website design. A lot of this presentation is really about how we are able to leverage that full suite. The best part about it is the customer service that comes with it. So our teams, whether you're on the software side, marketing side, or all sides, are very helpful. We're easy to use and easy to work with. So we try and make us the least difficult part of your day whenever we can. Easier said than done, but again, that's the ultimate goal. And we believe we do provide a good and great value, being able to get everything you need with highly trained staff, skilled at their crafts, and willing to support you to the end. We're really, really happy about that. You can see that in some of the awards that we have won throughout the years as well. Now, about today's session, what are we going to be doing? So you already heard a little bit about me. You saw the family. You know I'm a Cowboys fan, and my Nuggets lost. Okay. Restream, we're here to help. We're here to be everything you need to fill the gaps and really allow you to focus on your guests. And where we are going to be headed next. This is something new, something different that I've done in approaching a webinar. I made it all kind of a big story. So rather than a bunch of screen shares and slide decks and here's this and here's that, I'm going to tell you a story about Johnny, and hopefully in that share and communicate how our glamping plan was able to position itself and help him achieve his goals. I'll quickly give you a rundown of all the different tools that are part of the plan, and then we'll close with a session recap. I will also say that if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to push those in the chat section. There's also a Q&A. I am hosting and manning this webinar on my own, so please do give me some grace here as I'm looking at the chats and seeing who's saying what and trying to keep us moving. Okay, so I want you guys to meet Johnny Luck. Johnny Luck is 38 years old. He's an adventurer with passion for the great outdoors. He's spent the last 12 years traveling and experiencing a variety of different unique lodging options, as he would call it, as it pertains to the outdoors. So the glamping, the camping, RVs. He's looked at the tents. He's got a really good feel on, I want to tap into that passion of the outdoors. And kudos to his grandpapa, who put in a lot of early heavy lifting. He was able to inherit 27 acres of land. I'm sure the story is not the same for all of y'all here, but just to set the perspective here, this is Johnny. Johnny's clear. Its vision's very clear. He wanted to create the premier glamping destination in Colorado, and he aspired to be known as the #1 glamping site in the U.S. How does he get there? Lucky for him, his dad has an extended network and background in construction. So Johnny was able to overcome some early hurdles. So again, if you already have your business in place, this is nothing new to you. You've probably lost several hours of sleep navigating that terrain. Or maybe if you're like Johnny, you got the hookup on the inside because dad knows somebody who knows somebody. So what we aren't going to be covering here are some of these details: the financing, the land acquisition, permits and zoning, and really how to go about the development. That side of the house, we're going to assume there are better experts that will support you in that. What we are going to really focus on here is the journey. So while the construction was underway for Johnny, he had no idea what the real big picture was going to look like for him. He wasn't really sure how he was going to introduce his glamping business to the market. Wasn't prepared for the road. And even as things got a little bit more clear for Johnny, he was more lost, like Arizona desert lost. He knew nothing about marketing, didn't know anything about building websites, a top performing booking engine, property management solution, agencies to work with. All of that had Johnny, close to tears. Luckily for him, again, Johnny Luck's got a lot of luck. He was able to find Restream after signing up for a glamping go-to-market webinar he saw promoted on LinkedIn. So Scout's honor, he signed up, he showed up, and he sat in to understand how Restream can really help him take his dreams to reality. So after Johnny continued to advance the conversations and his partnership with Restream, he soon found out that we are going to make him the focus of everything that we have to offer. And we're going to support him with the operational tools to make life easy. So as you can see here, Johnny became the focal point. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm all about that." And we gave him the marketing tools with the support team in place, worked and positioned a new website for him, was able to position a booking engine, get that all set up, and the software to meet the day-to-day operational needs. So rather than having to consider multiple agencies, go through a variety of pitch decks and slide conversations and who's doing what and where, and then figuring out how to communicate that between a variety of different third parties. Restream was able to solve that by being, a one-stop shop, singular vendor that can navigate it all, high level of expertise. So how does this really fit into the 8-step Glamping Go-to-Market Accelerator Plan? Let's jump in here at step number 1. Foundational awareness. Really easy. So by trusting in Restream to deliver on that go-to-market plan, Johnny's able to save countless hours. And with Restream's expertise, we're taking care of everything. So we're doing new logo design for them, working with our designers to give them different concepts to consider. We initially set up a landing page. We want to make sure that right now people can be aware of the glamping business under construction and start to really understand a new lodging opportunity for them and their families. In doing that, we set up landing forms for email marketing. So we want to capture signups. Hey, join our early go launch list and make sure you can see any special offers that we have as we promote the business. And as you can see, also making sure that there's the foundation of a website being built. These things don't happen overnight, but as you can see, we're definitely got a lot of different things in place. Hearing all that, Johnny was as cool as a sunflower in the breeze and no longer overwhelmed with Restream by his side. While he was actively involved, it was clear that he'd rather be working on the property development and keeping tabs there than setting up accounts, building out landing pages, or again, having to have multiple conversations with vendors to really understand their approach to doing it, and then working with each other. It wasn't really until the website development kicked into the conversation where Johnny can really see his dreams come to fruition here. With the Glamping Accelerator Plan, Johnny is equipped with our out-of-the-gate lodging website. These are custom tailored to look and feel unique to your brand. And we can even go over the top and do a lot of custom tweaks to really make it your own. But the idea here is to quickly allow you to meet the needs of bookers, people who are looking for lodging, places to stay, glamping, obviously, and know that it's going to be set up in position that's best conducive for somebody completing that reservation online with you. With the website, he was able to quickly see how we were going to display multiple booking opportunities for his guests to engage with his property. The book now buttons in the navigation, the floating reservation bar at the bottom, real-time rates and availability to ensure that people, when they land there, are going to be able to know what's available, see if it meets their needs, and make the appropriate reservation. And then you can see also we have individual unit calendars that are on the detail pages of each of the glamping or tents that you have or yurts, which just makes it easier for guests to convert online, see the availability, and really know this is the place for me, and let's not go any further in the research. In addition to that, we were able to make sure that we had a dedicated landing page to promote, all of his rooms, call it an overview page or landing page. And then each of those had a detailed page. And again, just making sure we had opportunities for it to be found online, be linked to as we continue to build out his plan. So really wanted to set the stage for Johnny and let him be aware of what we were able to do. Moving even further, sometimes these are the little details that get lost in the weeds. It's the technical things behind the hoods of a website. For Johnny, he didn't care so much, but he was comforted in knowing that Restream's on top of it. We are aware that these things are things that you need to be mindful of. And whether you work with us or you work with another vendor, these need to be in place for you to be successful. So Restream took care of the hosting of the website. Let him know that we're going to secure it and make sure that there are no issues there as far as people establishing trust online. And we wanted to make sure all tracking scripts were installed to understand the demographic of who was finding him and how. And then for those people who actually do convert online, where did they come from and what did that look like? I think, if anything, what Johnny communicated to Restream was, you'll do all of that. And by that is, yes, we will load up the website. We stage the content, help create the content, and really we're able to take that off of his hands so that he, again, can continue to focus on the development of the property while under the hood, we'll take care of everything else. To close the loop on that, a couple of things that we wanted to, again, make sure was clear to him was focusing on that direct booking strategy and making sure that he has full control of that guest journey and the guest experience. So having a branded website, making sure your booking engines integrated with that and interfaces with that, all ensures that you're driving home the point of capturing those people directly on the website rather than through an OTA. Also, clearly just educating Johnny, as this is his first venture here. There's education that goes in for the guests. So his website also was equipped with a book direct benefits page, letting people know why they would want to book from his glamping site and not turn to a VRBO or Airbnb or Expedia for a similar reservation. And really just making sure people see the value in the brand, the connection and relationship we're able to establish in doing that directly. So again, building the education, building the trust with Johnny. Quickly, we are able to open the door to step number 2. And this was a challenge for him. He was thinking, I have no idea how I'm really going to create this visibility. I think he said, isn't it, if you build it, they will come? And we laughed and we said, no, you've got to create some marketing around it and really understand who is searching for what. So when Restream asked him how he thinks his potential guests are going to search for his property, Johnny started laughing. He laughed right in our faces. And for a period of time, we didn't really know if it was a joke or if he didn't know how to navigate a tough conversation or question that we were asking. Nonetheless, we laid out a plan for him and we took charge in step 2. That's what the entire glamping plan is all about. Relieving that stress when your eyes get wide and glazed over, leaning into Restream to really do the heavy lifting for you. So in this step here, we focused on the web page research and optimization, site-wide content development, and then the unit pages, really trying to work with Johnny to understand what are the amenities, what's unique about the domes and the tents that you're going to create. What is the experience that you want people to feel while they're on site? All of that information was very, very important for us to capture early on in the stage of this process to make sure we're articulating and selling the brand appropriately. For more context here, this step is really about the SEO. It's the keyword research. What are the terms people are looking for? What's the volume behind the terms? What's the search intent? And how much is it going to cost to bid for these different terms? Getting a sense of the local SEO. Is the site optimized for local search? Making sure those things are clearly in place and visible. As we're building out the content, implementing our SEO and our optimization. One thing to do the research, but if it's not implemented throughout the entire website, there's a lot left to be desired, and you're not going to have your site ranking as high as you'd want. Implemented the link building strategy. High quality backlinks really were required to help him jumpstart that visibility and create trust within his brand, being a new glamping business. And then all of that content creation. We understand that you didn't get in this business to write website content or blog articles. So again, Restream wanted to be that asset, and we wanted to resolve that duty from Johnny and simply say, hey, Johnny, content's been done. What do you think about it? Give us your feedback. So very, very helpful in that step. Doing what we love and relying on our skills at Restream, it was really easy for us to go in and get our hands dirty. This isn't something that happens overnight. There's a lot of research, strategizing, and organizing a plan that goes into creating a strong glamping business. But again, Restream took care of all of those things. And again, just to reemphasize what that looked like. I think one thing that was overlooked initially, and when I communicated previously, was just the competitive research. It was important for us to let Johnny know what the market looked like, the location he's in, other glamping businesses in the area, what their offering looks like, to give him feedback on how he can be different or how we can market and position him differently, or big picture, creating that network, right? And much as we're in this game to compete against the other glamping business, we really want to compete against those bigger hoteliers and other opportunities for them to seek their accommodation. So is really understanding that competitive research, who's doing what does it look like, and then how do we want to help Johnny and his brand really position themselves. So research is in place and a great amount of that is done. We're swiftly able to move into the social media presence, carving out what that would look like and creating a picture. We scheduled a call with Johnny and we walked him through our custom social media plan and how we were going to create some exposure for his business. Here's what we did and how we kind of broke it down for him. We developed an overall strategy. Going back to that competitive research, we wanted to know what we were going to talk about, how we were going to promote it, what's the frequency in doing that, and how much can Restream support on our own with stock imagery and conversations that we're having versus getting Johnny's help or someone on the property just timing in. Here's what's going on. Can you get this live? Can we get a cadence for that? We made sure we helped them identify what were the best social media accounts to be on. You do not need to be all on every social media channel. I don't know how many people are on LinkedIn looking for a place to stay. I could be wrong, but that's where the data, the optimization, and our team really does that research and the insights to give you that perspective. We outlined a monthly calendar and a cadence on social media posts, what that post is going to be. Is it heavy content? Is it heavy on the image side? Is this a testimonial from a guest or a video from you and the staff? Hey, property's just open, welcome, come on in. And then again, we're posting and doing all the monitoring. So yes, it's very easy to say, I can do this myself. How hard could it be? Keep in mind, Johnny's 38 and social media is where he grew up. So post a photo, sure. Add a caption, great. What Johnny maybe didn't really understand was there's a lot of steps involved, and doing this daily and being consistent is where Restream really allows you to be ahead of the game and ahead of the curve. You focus on the people there, the guests that are there, the property, and maintaining it. We will keep you active, engaged, and live online. So again, he was hesitant, but we were able to appease him. Again, in doing that, we really just kind of broke it down for him. We wanted to let him know here's how we approached it to comfort him. Johnny, don't do it. We know you can, but it's not worth your time. So in our competition and in our research, we really want to understand what is the content and how many likes are they getting. So we can either be similar or consider similar opportunities, or it might be good content and they're just not approaching it the correct way. So let's do it better for Johnny when we get to that point. How often are folks commenting on posts? This might give you a tell for the type of content and the engagement for it, so you can create more of that or focus on other areas. Also helping us tap into, hey, Johnny, we may need you or someone on staff to be available to us because these type of posts yield a little bit more engagement, and we want to make sure we're tight with our responses because we like to handle that as well. and reply and engage and kind of help you in that effort. How many people are they reaching? What type of content? And then what channel? So again, for us, it was really about letting Johnny know, like, yeah, we know you can do it, but do you want to do this every day, all the time? And what happens when you don't want to do it? Then do you stop doing it and does it go dire? And then you lose the traction, the opportunity. So we really wanted to make that an effort. So with some good insights in place and a deep understanding of how Johnny wanted to promote his glamping venture, Restream mapped out that plan. So the social media plan is kind of pretty simple. Creating that guideline for scheduling. This is we're going to approach it on a monthly basis. Here are the daily things that we believe we want to promote, we want to talk about throughout the month. And again, this is a give and take. So Johnny, you disagree? Oh, let's focus more on that. Perfect. Thank you so much. We'll use this as another opportunity at a later date and time. We're considering the variety of content. Is it just images of the property? Are these testimonials from guests? Are these videos from staff members walking through the property, et cetera? Just trying to get into cadence and the timing. And then again, just making sure we are always ready to be there for Johnny and his team to post things timely and organically. So again, just filling that void, knowing that we can address it. As things continue to build up in our go-to-market plan, we're able to phase into step 4. And this is where things are really starting to heat up. Restream has been able to show the data from Google, who's finding your glamping business based off of the landing page initially. We're getting data, it's feeding in, we're able to see the demographics. We've done the research on the terms, so now we're understanding the cost to bid for certain type of terms. And now we can really start to organize a paid approach to fast track people seeing and recognizing the brand. Now, paid advertising is something that you really need to have an expertise manage and maintain on an ongoing basis. It is not a set it and forget it. You do that and you will quickly burn money. And if you've been burnt in any scenarios before when it comes to money, that's definitely something we're mindful of. So we are all about making sure there is a return on the investment in any dollar that we put into our ad campaigns. In order to do that effectively, we do develop a paid strategy. So that is based off of the terms, the different type of ads that we can create within the Google platform or Bing platforms. Has to do with your budget and then how aggressive we're able to be. We do all of the setup. So logging into Google, building the ad, linking it to the right places, making sure we can track for conversions, monitoring the data, and then swiftly making changes as soon as we need to, right? So again, yes, you can log in, Johnny, and you have access to your Google Analytics, but do you really know what these things mean and how they're moving the needle? We address all those things for you. We leverage all the technology. The Performance Max campaign setup is one of those newer ones that we've been able to implement and really allow us to automate and expedite our ability to, drive results. And then we consider any type of contests and giveaways that we can run. Johnny's quickly finding that he's in over his skis. And while he's impressed with it, he really didn't get impressed until we said Performance Max campaign is related to artificial intelligence. And the 30-year-old Johnny was like, yes, sign me up for AI. So the biggest thing here for us to kind of clarify and really communicate is staying on top of the trends, being mindful of new technology when it enters, and us being able to take advantage of those things to make sure your property is that much more visible. So with the Performance Max campaigns, when we're launching those for Johnny and his property, we're tapping into Google's AI, and basically they're really kind of focused on conversions. You feed them some data, and then they really say, hey, based off of the smart bidding that we have in place, we're going to figure out what ads, what messaging is most conducive to people finding and converting, meaning completing a reservation with you online. It Was able to also allow us to continue to tap in our expanded reach here by getting him placed on YouTube, display channel, search ads, inside of Gmail and on Google Maps. So again, Johnny was just impressed with his ability to see our ability to take these things off of his hands, because in his mind, you have the website, they find you and they book online, and not understanding the technology and the little details that are managed behind the scenes. Moving forward, step 5 is where we kind of tap in next. And this is all about the content marketing side of the house. SEO's done. We've got a game plan for social media. We've got budgets and ads in place, copy being created. So we're really now thinking long-term, big picture, and asking the question, how can we tell the story? So Johnny knew that his story was really important. He wanted to make sure he was engaged with the community, but writing content is not what he signed up for. He wanted a glamping business, not to be known as a seasoned writer. So again, Restream was able to step in with the glamping plan and address those things for him, and essentially do 2 things: develop a long-term plan for blogging. This is really about meeting the needs of the search engines while being present when people are looking for things to do, or attractions in the area, or glamping specifically in your location. So it was really about establishing the ongoing presence that we're going to continue to build over time. It is not a launch a website and you're done and they will come. It is continuing to find a way to present yourself in front of them. And it's not just by selling a room. It's telling them that you have an itinerary plan, or you have a blog about a new event that's coming by and why you're the premier glamping destination to stay at overnight. And then just making sure we clearly articulated our ability to develop and promote a plan on promoting those blogs. So sending those out in an email and a newsletter, posting those on social media, making sure they're accessible online via the website, promoting them on the website. So again, making sure the story was being told, things were being narrated, and then Johnny and staff a part of the way, every single way. Here's the blog, here's the content, give us your feedback. What are you thinking? Better yet, Johnny, do you have any ideas on some topics based off of interactions you've been having at the property with guests, or that you perceive you're going to have at the property when you open? Let's get ahead of those and address those things in blog. So when people find us, we're quickly able to, cover the gaps. Step 7, although looks short, that's an ongoing thing. So content creation, optimizing the content and creating it will be something that continues to be an ever-going step here. But the biggest step, in our opinion here, was really getting the technology in his hands that was going to allow the guests to interface and act with him, driving those reservations, and then what he and his staff was going to use to manage the day-to-day operations. So as each step grew, Johnny was more confident that working with Restream and the Go-To-Market Accelerator Plan was the right thing to do. And after fully soaking in the marketing consideration to help build and promote the property, again, the booking engine was the next step. This by far is probably one of the most critical steps. This is where the rubber meets the road. Johnny knew that setting up the booking engine was critical, but he had no idea about integrating software, customizing it to his needs, let alone training it. He knew all of that was going to be overwhelming. And as you can see here, he's fighting life right now. And then to add to that, he's thinking, if I had to coordinate this with multiple vendors and get them all to talk to each other and work with each other, Lord knows how much of a headache and annoyance and issues that would be. So again, Restream's Go-To-Market Plan, our full suite offering, was really able to ease his pain. So when Johnny was reminded that we have software and we have the booking engine for you, his stress level shifted, and he started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Believe it or not, he laughed and he said, "That's right, I remember that." But we implemented that software really to appease the guest journey, making sure we're able to be there. We worked closely with Johnny and his staff, getting him set up. So this is going through the software, walking him through, getting that website integrated with our software. And this is a very unique component that we have here in update your software's units, the rates, the availability, those feed all into not only your booking engine, but also the website. So we were just able to quickly show him, hey, we're going to save you some time, albeit it may be 5 or 10 minutes here, but that's 5 or 10 minutes that you don't have to think about, and you could put that energy in other places. We focus heavily on the onboarding, making sure that Johnny and his staff is fully trained on how the new software works, building out the databases, and then being sure that we're present also on the go live day. One thing to train you at a time. Yes, a lot is going on, especially in a new venture like this. Easy to forget a lot of the moving parts, so we're there for you. And then making sure that all the post setup is in place as well, connecting the OTAs, walking through the booking engine as a guest, and just really shoring things up. Now, not to make this a demo, but this, being our reservation software was a big part of our conversations with Johnny and walking him through the solution and the tool with his staff and really getting him to understand and see how he's going to start to manage business once we really go to market. Once we're promoting the property and people are able to book online, here's what it's going to look like for you, Johnny, or your staff members to come in and see what is going on at the property, fielding new reservations, checking out the occupancy map for the future dates, adding fees, collecting payments, looking through reports, so on and so forth. So again, for us, it was really letting Johnny understand, not only are you able to find a provider that you can trust to aggressively promote your brand online with marketing strategies, techniques, and all the tools there, but the technology and the infrastructure behind the scenes that you're going to need to also operate the business, Restream was able to do and meet the needs. In addition to that, we quickly were able to navigate and show Johnny the value of the booking engine. So showing him real time, this is what it looks like when the booking engine is interfaced on your website. Here are how people are able to navigate and book online with you and, complete a reservation. So getting him to see that in action, getting him to feel himself as a guest, navigating that experience, going through the journey, seeing how easy it is to book online, a guest to view their rates, and quickly jump into the booking engine. We were building nothing but confidence and really putting Johnny at ease, knowing that, again, one provider, one overarching plan is really able to position him well. At the same time, Johnny knew that it wasn't just about his booking engine. Although he heard a lot of gripes in the industry about OTAs, he understood it was, in his case, a necessary evil, especially out the gate. For us, it was really just about letting him know the pros and the cons, and that we are going to help him leverage to our best ability, driving as many direct bookings as we can, and only really leverage those OTAs when you need to. So where it ultimately ended for us was really letting Johnny know the approach here is the long term, the long game, where we're leveraging the billboard effect. You cannot control somebody going and looking for your property online on an OTA. However, what we do know, what research has shown, is 65% of those people are going to go to your website after they found you on an OTA. They're going to look for a better rate. They're going to look for more pictures. They're going to look for special offers. They want to know the full amenity. They want to really soak in the experience. So for us, it was really just making sure we let Johnny know we had the channel manager in place. We can get him access to over 80 different channels, and then him be able to really measure what's your most effective to driving reservations when he needs to, and it not being where he's focusing his efforts. So again, we wanted him to do the direct booking. We understood OTAs was the name of the game, but we had a plan for him to make sure we didn't lean too heavy for too long. In addition, we really wanted to let Johnny know, again, especially on the software side of the house, our integration with our guest messaging solution via IKEA. So our ability to automate things via text messages, especially in the glamping segment here where people aren't going into a front desk to check in. A lot of these things are sent to them and we're hoping they handle things appropriately. This solution was able to really help Johnny understand how he may not have to always be on site, but can get that valuable information in front of people timely, and then be able to track it all based off of how reservations were coming through and automating things through his platform. So yes, the go-to-market plan for Johnny is showing to be quite the catch. Now, here we go. We're getting ready to launch things. We're getting ready to put everything to market. And as you could imagine, Johnny was shaking in his boots. However, the comfort that Restream was able to provide, understanding that we were going to handle the launch, gave him nothing but peace of mind, knowing that this grand opening was going to go smooth. So in step 7, we actually knocked out 7 different critical things, and maybe a little bit misleading here. They don't all happen at this time, but these are the things that we really make sure are in place as we're preparing for a launch or on that launch day. So email marketing campaigns, those were running and effective. Remember, we built a landing page. We had a sign-up form. We've been capturing emails this entire time. We've been building a list of people who are ready to learn more about our grand opening and booking their stay. So we're putting those messages right in front of them. We're launching all of our social media ads and our campaigns to, again, position ourselves as we are here, we are ready, we're open for business. Any additional setup that was needed for campaigns, optimizing the local listing, Google business listing pages, making sure TripAdvisor is fully fleshed out. All of those things are done right before we are prepared for a launch, as we know that we've got all of the appropriate assets in place to support them, meaning the website, the booking engine, our strategies in place for when they land on an OTA to get them back to us. So those things were very key and imperative for us. And then we coordinate the entire launch of the website and the booking engine. The website launch is pretty technical and don't want to spend too much time here, but it's working with your hosting company. We're updating DNS records. We're making sure that things roll over efficiently and effectively. And then we're testing everything. Do all the links work? Do all the forms work? We're making sure it's effective. We go through the booking process. We complete a reservation online. We test things out. We get the automated emails. We get a really good feel for how things will work. And we communicate that with Johnny. We have a comprehensive launch email that goes out. Here you go, Johnny. Everything that is done. Here's a checklist for you. Here's some things that we do. And then we immediately think about our ongoing efforts. With the launch being a success, and with the direction of Restream's Glamping Go-To-Market Plan, Johnny was able to see the traffic followed by the bookings, which turned into revenue and cash flow. So what it was all about for Johnny, and his dream is closer to reality. The last step of that for us is really an ongoing thing. We never want anybody that we're working with to feel alone. So while, yes, we got you to market, what we want to do is make this vision a continued reality, and we want to help Johnny carve out a future ahead. So we're going to continue to look at the performance reports, what's working, what's not working, how can we optimize, where can we improve. We're going to recommend those things, and we're going to seek recommendations. All right, Johnny, tell us what you want more out of us. How can we better position you? Maybe you saw something or read something. That's great. We love to see that. Let's see how this fits into your overall plan and make it more of a reality. So as we close with the story about Johnny, it all worked out for him. Took advantage of our Glamping Go-To-Market Accelerator Plan. He leveraged all 8 steps and leaned on Restream throughout the process, and now has a partner for life, and a glamping business that will continue to help, support and grow. All right, now I can stop talking as if I'm telling a story. fun for me. Quickly here, I want to share with y'all the technology, tools, other things that happen behind the scenes. One of the beautiful things here is when you lean on Restream and our plan to do all the work, you don't have to worry about all of these tools. So these are the things that either A, you're going to do by yourself. You're going to have to learn these tools, find tools that are comparable to them. Or B, you're going to look for an agency or a company that does one of these things or some of these things, or like Restream, all of these things. So for us, this is really, for me, letting you kind of see there's 17 different tools, and there's an expertise and knowledge that needs to be acquired and gained in each of these tools to be truly effective. You can either do that yourself as a glamping owner and operator, or you can lean on us in the plan to knock that out for you. To give you some other clarity here, when it comes to creating and managing your content, there's Adobe, there's Canva, and there's Grammarly. If you're looking to optimize your online presence, there's WordPress, there's SEMrush, Yoast SEO, and Moz. If you're looking to understand the tracking of your digital footprint, there's Google Analytics, there's the Search Console, there's Google Business. And if you're looking to promote and expand your visibility online, again, WordPress is a route, Hootsuite, pushing your content through social media channels, Facebook, Google Ads, and then leveraging the channel manager as another solution. More tools here if you're looking for expanding the visibility. You've got WordPress. I feel like this is a repeat. This is the same slide. No, one thing jumped off here, Hootsuite. So leveraging these things to expand your visibility. WordPress, that's the website, more pages. That goes back to our content marketing. Google Ads, Facebook Manager, Ad Manager. Again, positioning, advertising. The channel manager, that's with your OTA. So being visible when demand is maybe a little bit low, or you're looking to kind of, fill in those low booking dates. Definitely an opportunity there. And then last but not least, these are the tools for managing the property and the guest experience. So you have the property management system, that's Restream Cloud. It's the software with the booking engine built in. What's not on here is the website, which I guess I could have highlighted here as well. And then the email marketing platform. So I share all this to say, again, yes, you can very well be the one who runs and owns the glamping business and then also does all of the work, or you can let Restream do that work for you and you run that glamping business, get closer with your guests, know more about how you want to carve out what makes you unique. So Restream can add that to our marketing repertoire and adding more value and creating more awareness for your brand. To close the session recap. So again, there's 8 steps to the glamping plan: the foundational awareness, the online visibility, social media, paid advertising, getting the content plan in place, getting your booking engine live, content loaded, it functioning, it integrated with your website, bringing in reservations, getting you trained on the software, making sure you're comfortable with how it works. And then there's launching and monitoring everything. The monitoring optimization, again, step 8 is ongoing. It is not I'm live, great. Nope, things need to change. Terms need to be reconsidered. Content needs to be updated. Hopefully your glamping venture grows with what we've been able to do. You go from 10 domes and tents to 15 and 20, right? While there's 8 steps, if you guys didn't notice, I was counting along the way, there's 36 different tasks that are also happening along the way. So whether you're working with Restream or 3 to 5 other vendors to do the same thing, just know that there's a lot involved, and the benefit of working with us is being able to save yourself time, having a lower cost of entry because it's one provider doing it all, and then we're able to support you every step of the way throughout that entire go-to-market plan. And that is that third point. So we're here every step of the way, making sure you have one provider to push back on, to drive home with, and make sure your goals are being met. It's also nice when a challenge arises and then you know that the entire company is really moving forward in your best advantage, and it's not just a department or a company pointing the finger at another. So for us and for Johnny, it was really about him being able to see the value in that and our ability to help him carve things out along the way. All right. Open this up for questions here, and I have a couple. You pull them up here. So this was an early on question, and thank you for asking it, Zena. How do I get in contact regarding the logo design? Just reach out to Restream. You can email sales@restream.com. I know who you are, so please reach out to us directly. Jeff, Jess, Jen, whoever your best contact is or your preferred, contact me. And then we'll get the ball rolling on that and let you work through our designer and getting a new concept in place. So nothing wrong with already being to market and having a logo and wanting to refresh and rebrand. So love that. What if I already have some of the components in place? So that's kind of similar to the logo design. And that's perfectly fine. We can customize this plan for you. So maybe you signed a contract and you already have a website provider in place. Okay, that's great. We want to work with them. We want to partner with them. We want to make sure that we have access to the website so we can build out our content plan, optimize the site accordingly, and whenever possible, identify opportunities for improvement. Where things get dicey is yeah, you have another person in the mix. So Restream might see an opportunity and we have to work with your website company for that, which is fine. It just might slow things down, but it doesn't keep you from being able to take advantage of other components of our Glamping Accelerator plan. Yeah, I kind of touched on this second question here. It says, I'm already established. So can Restream still help me? Yes. Take the plan out of the question. Anything that we talked about in here, at any step, at any phase, Restream is an expert in and skilled at and would love to help you. So if you already have social media in place and it's just not performing the way that you want, great. We can focus on that. Maybe you do have social media, but you know content's a struggle for you. You don't really have a plan. Cool. Let's do some blogging. Maybe that's something you love. You are an avid writer, but email marketing is not your game. Cool. No worries. We'll build out that email marketing program for you. We'll work with you. We'll get that cadence in place, and we'll make sure that you've got what you need to be in front of those people. And then the last question I have here is a fun one. How do I get started? Thank you. I'm going to send you the contract now. No, all jokes aside. Reach out, schedule a demo with us. Let me see here. I'll put a link in the chat. We have a resource guide that we have just created that gives a whole lot more details into this glamping plan. It also covers a little bit of what I talked about here today as well. But you can go in and download this resource guide. That will let our sales team know that you have some interest in our accelerator plan. You spend some time seeing all the additional details covered there. Our team would then reach out to you and walk you through the plans, any pricing that you need to be mindful of and considered. With our plan, which I didn't cover here, we lay out a full 12-month strategy. So assuming you literally have dirt in the ground and now you're trying to go to market, we're kind of working within a 12-month frame from shovel and dirt to tents and yurts live. So that's what it's all about here. Download that guide, reach out to us, and we'd love to walk you through that. Awesome. Well, that is all of the questions. I really appreciate everybody for hanging in tight and working through and learning about the Glamping Accelerator plan with me. To close here, please forward any and all questions to sales@Restream, or if you know my email, hit me up. Love to chat with you. And then last but not least, again, for those who aren't aware, we've got a loyalty program, Restream Rewards. Please sign up for it. A lot of quick, easy ways for you to earn some cash with Restream. And we love to pay you for that. So thank you again for your time. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll chat with you on another Restream webinar.